Will Byers was the first to be taken, the first to survive the Upside Down, the first to be violated by the hive mind. For years, his connection to that dark dimension has been treated as a curse, a vulnerability, a wound that never healed. Everyone around him has tried to protect him from it, to sever it, to make him normal again. But what if we've been looking at this all wrong? What if Will's connection isn't a weakness that needs to be destroyed? What if it's humanity's single greatest weapon? The deeper you go into understanding his link to the hive mind, the more you realize something terrifying. Will Byers isn't a victim anymore. He's a time bomb. And as he learns to accept his connection, as he stops fighting it and starts embracing it, he becomes something far more dangerous than Vecna ever anticipated. He becomes the key to everything. To understand how powerful Will becomes, we need to start with what he was. In Season 1, Will Byers was the victim, the boy who was taken into the Upside Down, trapped in that dark dimension, hunted by the Demogorgon. He survived, but survival came at a cost. He was marked, changed, connected to something vast and malevolent in a way that no child should ever be. Then, in Season 2, he became the spy. The Mind Flayer reached into his body and mind, using him as a puppet, a vessel through which it could see our world and orchestrate its invasion. His connection was a one-way street, pain flowing in, control flowing out. He was violated at the most fundamental level, his autonomy stripped away, his body and mind weaponized against everyone he loved. This is the baseline understanding of Will's connection. It's a source of trauma, a psychic wound, a vulnerability that makes him a target. Everyone around him has tried to protect him from this connection, to sever it, to make it go away. But the connection never goes away. It only grows deeper. And as it grows, something unexpected begins to happen. But in Season 5, something shifts. Will isn't just a victim or a puppet anymore. He becomes a receiver, a living antenna tuned to the frequency of the Upside Down. He can sense things that no one else can. He feels Vecna's presence long before anyone else detects it. He knows when the Demogorgons are being deployed. He can feel the network of tunnels beneath Hawkins, the biological infrastructure that connects the Upside Down to our world. He becomes the group's early warning system, their human radar, their connection to the enemy's movements. But there's something even more unsettling about Will's abilities. He doesn't just sense the hive mind from a distance, he can see through its eyes. When Vecna marks his next victims, Will watches through the Demogorgon's lenses. He experiences what they experience.
Demogorgon, it's coming. It's coming for them.
He sees the world through their predatory gaze, and most disturbingly, he can see through Vecna's eyes as he inhabits his next victim, witnessing the moment of possession, the violation of another. Mind. It's a horrifying intimacy with the enemy's consciousness. Will has also developed the ability to sense who has been marked. When Derek Turnbow walks past him, Will knows. He can feel the psychic signature of Vecna's touch on that person's mind. It's like a beacon only he can perceive. This makes Will invaluable as a hunter, able to identify victims before they even know their targets. But here's the critical mechanic. The closer a hive mind entity gets to Will, the stronger his connection becomes. The more signal overload he experiences, the more control he gains. When a Demogorgon is near, Will's sensitivity amplifies exponentially. The psychic noise becomes almost unbearable, but with that pain comes power. He can feel the creature's every movement, anticipate its attacks, and most importantly, he can hijack its neural pathways. The closer Vecna himself gets, the more Will can sense his thoughts, his intentions, his vulnerabilities. It's a two-way street now, and Will is learning to drive, and then it happens. The moment that transforms Will from a receiver into a controller, Vecna takes Derek and the other children. The Demogorgons recover from their initial assault and prepare for a second wave. Robin, Will, and Lucas are in danger. The creatures are closing in, ready to strike at the people Will loves most. And in that moment, something breaks inside him. Not breaks in the sense of shattering, but breaks open, like a dam giving way. Will taps into the hive mind, not to defend, not to receive, but to dominate. He kills every Demogorgon that approaches them, not by redirecting their aggression or interrupting their movements, by shattering them from the inside out, by seizing control of their neural pathways and tearing them apart with pure psychic force. For For the first time, Will isn't the victim, he's the victimizer. He's not the one being hunted, he's the hunter. He's not the one being controlled, he's the one in control. This is the moment everyone realizes Will's power doesn't just mirror Vecna's. It surpasses it in one crucial way. Will's power is fueled by love, by the desperate need to protect those he cares about. Vecna's power is fueled by hatred and the desire to consume. Will's connection to the hive mind is personal in a way Vecna's never could be. He was the first victim. He understands the creatures from the inside. He knows their pain, their hunger, their compulsion to obey, and he uses that knowledge to destroy them. The more creatures that approach, the more his power amplifies. Each Demogorgon that gets close to him, to Robin, to Lucas, feeds his connection. The signal overload becomes a weapon. His control becomes absolute. He doesn't just kill them, he makes them suffer. He makes them feel what he felt when the Mind Flayer violated his mind. For the first time in his life, Will Byers is not the victim. He is the weapon, and he is unstoppable. But this is still just the beginning. Will is learning to control individual creatures, to interrupt specific attacks, to defend specific locations. He's powerful, yes, but his power is still localized, still reactive. He's not yet thinking on the scale that Vecna thinks. He's not yet understanding the full scope of what he can do, because the real revelation comes when he realizes his connection isn't just to the creatures, it's to the entire dimension itself. Remember Dustin's theory about the Upside Down? It's confirmed. Hawkins' lab is the beginning of it all. The moment the gate was torn open, it created the Big Bang for an entirely new dimension. But here's the cosmic part that Dustin theorized. The Upside Down functions exactly like our own universe. It has an observable boundary, the massive flesh wall that surrounds the entire dimension, acting as the edge of this observable universe, just like the edge of our own cosmos. And the portals and gates? They're not simple doorways. They're wormholes. Einstein theorized them, and they work exactly as Erica explained. They allow you to skip across space, to travel between dimensions without crossing the normal distance between them. Like in Interstellar, you don't travel through space the normal way. You fold it. You create a tunnel through dimensions themselves. Will was there at the moment of creation. He was the first victim, pulled through that wormhole at the exact moment Hawkins' lab tore open the dimensional barrier. His consciousness was imprinted on the dimension at its birth. He understands the cosmic architecture in a way that even Vecna doesn't. Can feel how Hawkins' lab sits at the center, the Big Bang point, with everything radiating outward from it. He can sense the flesh wall that circles the entire dimension, the observable boundary, and he can feel the wormholes, the gates, that punch through space itself, connecting the Upside Down back to Hawkins, back to the source. And here's what makes this terrifying. Will is beginning to realize he can navigate those wormholes. He can feel them opening and closing. He can sense where they lead. He is learning to understand the dimensional physics that govern his world. Will isn't just a weapon. He's becoming a master of the very fabric of reality itself. So we've descended through the layers of Will's power, from the victim, to the spy, to the receiver, to the controller, to the architect of dimensions. But here's the most terrifying truth. Will Byers is the ultimate weapon, not because he has powers like 11, but because his connection is fundamental. He is Vecna's first victim, and his greatest mistake. In creating a permanent link to Will, and marking him at the moment the gate was torn open, Vecna inadvertently created a backdoor into his own system, a vulnerability he can never patch. Will exists at the intersection of both worlds, fully connected to the hive mind, fully understanding its cosmic structure, fully capable of navigating the wormholes that Vecna controls. But unlike Vecna, Will's power comes from love, from the need to protect those he cares about, not from hatred and the desire to consume. The deeper Will accepts his connection, the more powerful he becomes. He stops fighting it and starts embracing it. He stops seeing himself as a victim and starts seeing himself as a guardian. He realizes that his connection to the hive mind isn't a curse, it's a gift. It's the key to turning Vecna's greatest strength into his ultimate undoing. Will Byers isn't just a weapon, he's the key to everything. He's the only one who can navigate the wormholes back to Hawkins' lab, back to the source. He's the only one who can reach Holly. He's the only one who can confront Vecna on the dimensional battlefield where Vecna is strongest. And when Will finally embraces his full power, when he stops being afraid and starts being the architect of his own destiny, he becomes something far more dangerous than any creature the Upside Down could ever spawn. He becomes the master of dimensions. He becomes unstoppable.